Level 1, Summer Analyst. The offer arrives in October. $17,000 for 10 weeks. You do the math before accepting. It feels like a lot. It is not a lot. 1585 Broadway, 37th floor. Orientation room. Assigned seating by group. You don't know your group yet. The placement sheet arrives before anything else. Alphabetical. You scan down to your name. Your first preference was TMT, Tech, Media, Telecom. You got FIG, Financial Institutions Group. Nobody told you the preference system ran early. The results were already in when you accepted. You are holding the sheet. The presenter has moved to the next slide. $17,000, roughly $22 an hour before taxes. The coffee shop on 47th pays $19. The coffee shop gives lunch breaks. You haven't had one yet. It is only orientation. The associate asks which group you're in. You say FIG. He nods. The nod is not enthusiasm. You will spend 6 weeks on that nod. At summer's end, the group head speaks. He says he personally fought to keep you. You find out later from another intern. Every group head said the same thing, nearly identical language. Every intern. You learn something about this institution. Information runs on need to know. You frequently don't need to know. You start listening to hallway tone. Not content. Tone. The return offer comes in 90 seconds. No group change discussed. You don't ask. The results were already in when you accepted. Level 2. Analyst. $110,000 base. After taxes and New York rent, you take home $3,400 a month. Your college roommate went to a Series B startup. Base, $145,000. Home by 7. Equity. You stop responding to his texts for 4 days. Not because you're angry, because you don't know what to say. You are the youngest in every room. 11 weeks without a full night of sleep. You rebuild a financial model from scratch. The VP sends it back at 11:52 p.m. One word: methodology. You ask what specifically? No response. You rebuild using the original approach. He sends it back at 1:17 a.m. Better. You don't ask what changed. You file this under Things You Now Understand. Let's discuss means the work is fine. The MD wants to present it. Looks good means nobody read it. A second year tells you this in an elevator. He says it so casually. You understand it has always been true. Your girlfriend says you never talk about work. You say there's nothing to tell. Both of you know that isn't true. You stop expecting feedback that is legible. You start reading silence. B-school applications get written in Uber rides. Between cities, between decks. You get in. You post in Slack. 4 people react. 1 is someone you've never spoken to in person. Looks good means nobody read it. Level 3. Associate. Far end of the table. Client dinner, Midtown. The MD is at the head. He glances toward you twice in 90 minutes. You nod both times. You cannot hear what he's saying. You came back as someone. Post-MBA. That was the framing. The analysts know the models better. The VPs remember you as an analyst. Neither fact helps with the seating. $175,000 base, plus $35,000 sign-on. The sign-on has a 2-year clawback clause. You read it under the table, on your phone, right now during this dinner. You are here for 2 more years, regardless of how tonight goes. Mid-year review. Morgan Stanley uses a 9-category feedback form. You score meets expectations in 8. The 9th category is called presence. Nobody defines it in the document. The follow-up meeting lasts 11 minutes. Nobody defines it there either. There is a ranking associates called the stack. VPs maintain it. Nobody publishes it. You discover it exists through a peer. Same start date, same group. He gets the deal you've been targeting all quarter. He is ranked above you. You didn't know there was a rank. You still don't know how it's calculated. Your partner says the apartment feels like a hotel. You both happen to sleep in it. You say things will slow down. This is the third time you've said that. You perform certainty for the analysts, even when you're not certain, especially then. VP promotion requires 2 formal MD endorsements. One has been CC'd on your emails for a year. You have not spoken directly. You create reasons to be in the same room. The 9th category is called presence. Nobody explains what that means. Level 4. Vice President. The business cards arrive. Vice President Morgan Stanley. You hand one at a client dinner. The assistant collects it without looking. She places it in a stack with 8 others, rubber-banded, into a drawer. You watch the whole sequence. There are 340 VPs in your global coverage area. This is in the internal directory. You looked it up the week you were promoted. $300,000 total comp. $120,000 deferred in RSUs. 3-year vest. You have stopped sending applications to other firms. Not because nothing interests you. The vest schedule runs to March 2028. You put March 2028 in your phone. No label, just the date. An MD introduces you as one of the analysts. You are a VP. He does not correct this. You do not correct the MD. The client asks you to pull up the comps. You pull up the comps. Someone at a dinner party asks what you do. VP at Morgan Stanley, you say. They ask which branch. You clarify. Investment banking. They say, oh, so like trading? You spend 3 minutes on a definition nobody requested. This is also called visibility. You call home at 8 p.m. Your daughter picks up. She hands the phone to your wife without saying anything first. Every interaction with an MD is a small campaign now. You didn't decide this. It became true. ED promotion requires a named sponsor, an MD who says your name in rooms you are not in. You begin auditing your relationships. You are looking for which ones have that shape. They asked which branch. Level 5. Executive Director. Every Sunday at 5 p.m. it arrives. A specific weight. You've had it for 2 years. You have a name for it. You haven't said the name out loud. You schedule client calls on Sunday evenings now, not because you need to, because it interrupts the wait. Outside the firm, Executive Director sounds close to MD. Inside, everyone knows the distance. Tombstone credit. Client access tier. 1 door. $500,000 a year. $600,000 total comp in a strong year. The internal MD leaderboard circulates every bonus season. The bottom MD in your group made $1.1 million last year. You do the subtraction in your head. In the middle of a client call, the client is still talking. You nod. You are on the pitch team. Major acquisition. The team photo runs on the intranet. Policy. MDs and above. You are in the pitch. You are not in the photo. Your sponsor told the group head you were ready. Then he left for a sovereign wealth fund, Abu Dhabi. His replacement inherited the clients, not the commitments. You have been here 9 years. You start the sponsor search again, from the beginning. A doctor uses the word chronic. You schedule a follow-up. You move it twice, then delete it. MD promotion is a multi-group committee vote. Some members have seen your name in meeting invites. Some haven't seen it at all. That is the entire point. You begin mapping which names appear in which rooms. His replacement inherited the clients, not the commitments. Level 6. Managing Director. Your first morning is MD. The title updated overnight in the system. You log in before 7 a.m. to check. MD. You sit with it for a moment. Then you open email. 43 unread. None are congratulations. The summit has a quarterly revenue leaderboard. The bottom third of MDs in your group are reviewed every January. Not loudly, not cruelly, just reviewed. Everyone on the floor knows who is reviewed. Nobody says it directly. $1.4 million in a decent year. 55% deferred in Morgan Stanley RSUs. 4-year vest. 3 of those years you believed things would feel different. They did not feel different. You've stopped making that promise. You don't have a word for what that is. Quarterly meeting. The group head addresses the MD across from you mostly. That MD ran 7 deals this cycle. You ran 3. You are both in the room. The room knows the math. A new analyst in your group asks you a question. First week, placed in FIG against her preference. She asks if MD is the top. You say no. There's one level above. She asks what the difference is. You say it's hard to explain. She nods like you're evading. You mean it literally. Your son gets into college. He calls your wife first. You find out at dinner, when she mentions it in the middle of something else. Senior MD is not a promotion cycle. It is a recognition. It happens to very few. The client book is never quite complete enough. You make it more complete, every year. You understand the machine now, not as a participant, as a part. Level 7. Senior Managing Director. The new analyst cohort gets placements today. Your assistant mentioned it. The sheet is still alphabetical. Your name is no longer in the list. It is above the list, under the heading Coverage Team Leadership. 23 years. The sheet is the same sheet. Most people speak to your assistant now. Decisions at this level don't feel like decisions. They feel like corrections. Corrections to things resolved elsewhere, earlier, by a process with no single author. Compensation is no longer a number you check. 8 figures in a strong cycle, mostly deferred. The vest schedule runs past your projected retirement date. The money will outlive that version of you. You stopped converting it into what it buys. That stopped meaning anything. You cannot locate when. Senate Banking Committee hearing. Written testimony. A junior senator from Ohio asks a follow-up. He did not read the written submission. You explain. He nods. He asks the same question again. You are the most credentialed person in the room. You explain again. This is also called influence. An analyst in your group reminds you of something. You mention it to your assistant. She has worked with you for 11 years. She says, "You say that every cycle." You did not know you said it every cycle. 7 years. The pattern tracked itself. Your daughter sends photos from the venue walkthrough. She scheduled the call on a Tuesday. She knew your Tuesdays. You have stopped expecting the work to resolve. Not because it will, because you have misplaced the version of yourself that was waiting. The placement sheet is printed. Someone new is reading it down to their name.